That's a lot of flame emojis. Calling for a medic. Okay, these Becky photos can't be that hot. Well, I was wrong. Hello again. Welcome to this episode of The Guido Goes Off. Now that I'm dried off and with the Internet Oversight Committee, let's get started. So, last week some footage was shown from the JCW event Bloody Mania 10, where we see Jeff Hardy pretty much going apeshit. From what the video showed, he was throwing around chairs, attacking a ladder, even doing a swanton on the ladder, breaking it. A lot of people assumed, oh crap, it's Jeff Hardy, it's a relapse. And I think the cat is caught on my shirt. You good? Are we good? We're good. As it turns out, this probably isn't the case. According to some recent reports, especially coming from Beth Hardy, Jeff's wife, apparently Jeff suffered a major concussion and also possibly a stinger during his match at Bloody Mania 10. This, of course, could also cause the erratic behavior. There's still no definitive word as to what happened, what Jeff's condition is. But here we hope for the best because, honestly, Jeff's been through a lot. We'd like to think something positive of him. No, if it was Matt, on the other hand, I mean, okay, I'm digressing. Yes, what they're doing is gold. I know a lot of fans are very happy with what WWE is doing right now in regards to the new era, new talent, giving a lot of more people opportunities to shine. Unfortunately, not everyone is on board. Mostly some of the legends in wrestling. Recently, I came across an interview Ric Flair did. In it, he didn't seem too keen on Finn Balor. I don't know exactly where the source is, but reading some of the comments, Ric Flair believes that Balor won't main event in WWE, and if given the choice, he would rather pay to see SmackDown's title match at SummerSlam as opposed to Raw's. I was going to talk about just that. However, recently it was brought to my attention a tweet put out by Road Warrior Animal, and where he was complaining about Sasha Banks being on the cover of Muscle and Fitness Hers, complaining that using those platforms to try to get talent over. I'm going to get back to Animal's comments in a minute, but I'm going to start with Ric Flair's. Now, don't get me wrong. Everyone has an opinion. We're going to start right off the bat there. Everyone has opinion. You, me, everyone. Now, in regards to professional wrestling, Ric Flair's opinion does carry some weight given his success in the professional wrestling industry. However, in regards to this, you can kind of see why he thinks this, and why it seems like he's just being a pretentious old fart, for lack of a better term. I mean, that's the thing. Back in the day, people Balor's size, 5'10", 190, never really made it in professional wrestling. They were always after the look. I think we all know the look. If you're wondering what the look is, I cite Hogan, The Rock, Cena, Roman Reigns, Billy Jack Haynes apparently had the look. Yes, I just referenced Billy Jack Haynes. However, today's professional wrestling has changed. Honestly, gone are the days of the big guy. It's really WWE is the only one that does it. The only one that highlights guys like that anymore. Well, other professional wrestling organizations, they highlight guys that can wrestle, that can go, that can draw crowds. I mean, drawing crowds and making money is essentially why you're in this business. But the thing is, most of the time, nowadays, it's the smaller guy, except in WWE. WWE holds on to that standard, that the guy has to be at least 6 foot, Jiminy Christmas. It has to be at least 250, 260 pounds. I mean, but that's the thing. I remember a while back, I think I've talked about this, that Vince told his agents that looking for superstars, they have to be at least 6'4" and at least 240. If you're looking at that prototype, that's Edge. Edge was 6'4", 240. Or was when he was wrestling. But now you think of all the world champions now that have been in WWE's history that are short of that mark. I mean, even Dean Ambrose is short of that mark, the current WWE champion. And your first WWE Universal Champion is going to be significantly smaller than that. Balor, like I said, 5'10", 190. Rollins is like 217, maybe, and that might be pushing it. The fact is, at least as far as professional wrestling goes, I mean, in other areas, size doesn't really matter, at least as far as the fans. If you put on a good match and you get the fans to root for you, that really is all that matters. I mean, and don't get me wrong, we all know Vince is very stuck in his ways. I mean, and especially trying to get Roman Reigns over. I'm not saying it wouldn't happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. It could happen down the road. But a lot of fans rejected it because it was being forced down their throats. And Ric Flair said that Roman Reigns had it. Well, a lot of fans are saying he's missing a certain part of it. The charisma. And I want to say eventually down the road, maybe fans can get behind him, but it's not happening now. In fact, right now, Vince isn't even behind Roman Reigns. So he's screwed. But I'm digressing. Now, like I said, this is Ric Flair's comments, and they're from somebody who's highly respected. But like I said, it's an opinion. Now, getting on to Animal's comments about Sasha Banks. Now, again, this is a situation of someone not understanding the younger talent, and I don't know if he thought that this was supposed to help get her over. Well, I was talking with, if you want to follow her, at Muggsy Sam on Twitter. And let's see, someone else was talking about this too. I think it was at New Patriot 77. But anyway, Animal's comments about Sasha Banks clearly prove he hasn't been watching the product recently. Sasha is over the freaking moon. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, we all have our favorites, but honestly, Sasha's very entertaining to watch. She's great on the mic. She's everything you want and she is now your women's champion. And it's great to see that. It was, I was up in my seat when she won, because that's passion. She has a passion for this business. As much as she tries to hide it behind the bravado and the bitchy boss persona, she loves what she does, and it shows, which is great for her. The thing with Animal, this comes. I got a couple points I'm going to make on this. One, it's clear he hasn't watched the current product. Otherwise, he would realize Sasha is completely over. The muscle and fitness thing is just a fluff piece. It's not going. That didn't help her get over. She's been over for over a year now. If a crowd's chanting her name, and if the crowd demands you, you're over. No amount of magazine photo shoots is going to help with that. Secondly, I think, this was brought to my attention, and I kind of remember it too. You have to remember who Animal's family is. Animal's brother is John Laurinaitis, Johnny Ace, Big Johnny, People Power. He, if they haven't been married yet, is engaged to be married to the Bella twins' mother. And with Nikki on the mend and at the Performance Center right now, it kind of seems a bit odd as far as the timing is concerned with this tweet, especially considering this tweet was out the night before Sasha Banks won the WWE Women's Championship. So, the hell. And I've heard that Animal, really isn't, he hasn't been in the greatest mental state ever since Hawk died. He hasn't been, very ingratiating people. But the hell, dude. If you're going to make comments about the product, pay attention to it. He's well respected. One of the greatest of the greatest tag team. Sorry, Dudley Boy fans, of all time. But still, to run down her on a magazine cover would clearly, you haven't been watching her. You haven't been watching the effort she's been putting in. It makes that one makes no sense. Because it's not about the current product. He zeroed in on Sasha. Especially considering who his family is now. It seems a little biased. And I covered Nikki last episode, so I'm not going to go into that. The things have changed. But in whole, the legends, they're not going to like not all of them are going to be on board with the new era. This whole, as they say, no glass ceilings. Again, this remains to be seen. But professional wrestling has changed. The styles of wrestling have changed. The competitors have certainly changed. It is definitely geared toward a smaller individual, a more durable individual. Now, I'm not saying gone are the days of the 300-pound guy ripping his t-shirt off. As long as Vince is around, those days will never die. And that's the thing. When I was growing up, wrestling was about creating characters and creating larger-than-life characters, creating superheroes. Basically, living, breathing tangible superheroes. But things have changed. We didn't know those guys were all roided out, and now with the wellness policy in place and that, you're seeing the smaller guys take flight, if you will, becoming more of a smaller man's sport. and not, and you know, that opinion may not fly with everybody. Again, an opinion. You have your own. And I've got a place for your opinion. It's right down there. It's called the comments section. But it comes to a point where no matter whose it comes from, it should be taken with a grain of salt. Because in the end, what's going to happen is going to happen regardless of how people feel about it. WWE doing some hiring for a change. As many of you know, with the recent brand split, Raw and SmackDown are needing to supplement their talent pools. I say SmackDown especially because it just seems like there's a big lack of star power. It has recently been confirmed that Shelton Benjamin, former WWE Intercontinental Champion, is signed and will be returning to SmackDown, I believe, this coming episode. So that'll be fun to watch. He's always great to see. And ever since WWE's been working in the Indies, was working in New Japan as part of the Suzuki Gun stable. I know there's probably a lot of people who think with New Japan it's Bullet Club. If it does not Bullet Club, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this still kind of matters. He was, I believe, part of Suzuki Gun. Also, recently signed, former member of 3MB, Jinder Mahal, has been signed. And it's speculated that he will be going to the Raw brand. And as far as some other wrestlers that have been speculated, it's rumored now that Melina, former women's champion, is as close to being signed as anyone else that has been rumored to be signed. I mean, there's been Stevie Richards, Kurt Hawkins, they say, is fairly close. Jimmy Wang Yang has had meetings. Yes, I know I use it as a dick joke. But, I believe I covered this before. But as I said, now it seems more and more like they're hiring these past talents and are seeming to have them get some work with the current roster. Again, it's too soon to tell what exactly is going to be done with them. And with the hiring, WWE has done some firing. Tough Enough Male runner-up ZZ Lupe, ZZ, big Cajun good old boy. He was released from his WWE developmental contract a few days ago. While I hate to see him go, but I totally agree with it. He never seemed to be getting it. He never seemed to be getting what the coaches were trying to get through to him, and that's the problem. If you're not coachable, they're not gonna keep you around for very long. I do wish him the best of luck in Gator wrestling, whatever the hell he does. I think he was a Gator wrestler, right? Don't get me wrong, he was entertaining as hell. I mean, if he could have just buckled down and done the physical stuff, he'd have been a huge character. I mean, like Skinner on steroids. Yes, I just did a Skinner reference. Skinner! Well, that's going to do it for this episode. I once again thank you for watching. If you liked what you see, don't forget to thumbs up this video. While you're at it, why don't you subscribe? I got a lot more coming. If you have any issues or questions regarding what I talked about, or hey, if you just want to tell me I'm way off base, feel free to drop a line in the comment section below. Also, you can discuss any topic, mostly wrestling, on my poorly drawn Twitter and Instagram at r_man_Guido. I'm the Guido, and I think we're done here.